Welcome back to the channel, guys. You're watching Octane Garage, where we have an Equinox that is not running right, and we have got to get this snowy mess into this garage. And the window's covered with snow. Got to keep it running, doing the head out the window, so hang on. Oh, that don't sound good. You hear what I hear? Sounds like something wrong. First thing we need to do is get some of this stuff out of the way. Starting with this, we're gonna work our way down. Get this engine cover off of here. I think what we need to do is get the valve cover off. See what we see. It's got a feeling this thing's jump time, or it's got a bent valve. I don't know which. Which means we're gonna have to undo some injector wires. Get those out of our way. Gotta get these out of the way. I'll do the right thing and just throw them up on the window. Now we got a bunch of valve cover bolts. Run out of juice, guys. Back in action. Get this air cleaner top thing out of the way. It's holding us here, people. Yeah. We're stuck on something. There it goes. We got it. And it might be easier, actually, get this plate off. I think that's all of them. Guys, ready to see what's under there? You excited as I am? Let's see what's going on with this thing. Might need both hands to do this. Maybe not. Okay, we got it. Looks a little cruddy there, not too dirty. Could be worse. Now, let's see what we see under here. It doesn't look terrible. And you know what I don't see? I don't see any of the rocker arms popped off like I thought I would see, which would be a sign of a bent valve. So we might be okay on the valves. See a lot of carbon buildup though. And we may just have a jumped time situation. Very, very possible. Although the timing chain seems pretty tight. Seems like it could be a little tighter to me. Well, guys, I put a bore scope down the cylinder. What you're looking at right here is one of the valves, and we definitely have a hole in it. Now this would be a valve with no hole in it. Right there. As you can see, good valve, bad valve. That explains why this thing's missing, because that valve is not giving this cylinder any compression. It's all going right out that silly little hole. So what we're going to have to do is order a valve, pull the head off, put some new valves in it, put the head back on. We're not even going to check the timing now because it doesn't even matter if it jumped or not. I don't think it did. Unless it jumped. Well, you know what? We are going to check the timing. Maybe it jumped time and that valve hit the piston. But here's the funny thing. When I pull this up and we look at that piston, I do not see anywhere where I think that valve hit it. It doesn't look to me like the valve ever hit the piston. The piston looks okay, other than it's washed out with gas because it's not working right. I don't see any marks in it that indicate. I don't really see anything showing me that that piston's been hit by that valve. I don't think it hit it. I don't know though. What broke it? Throw in the comments if you know. If it didn't hit, why did it break?
I think he left it on the chip and it was just revved out. He was banging it out on the limiter and he broke this valve. So I think
your mom was driving it when it happened, so I don't know. Okay, guys, I went ahead and pulled the top motor mount bolt. I went ahead and pulled the top motor mount off. I got a jack supporting up the motor. We've got to get the rest of this timing cover off. I pulled the harmonic balancer, took the belt off, and the belt tensioner. The next thing we're going to do is get this timing cover off because we need to see if this jumped time. I went ahead and set it up on the top. And these arrows right here go to the black link. That shows that the timing's right up here. But I'm thinking this thing jumped time. So we're going to pull that timing cover and we're going to check the bottom. If it jumped time, that explains why it has a broken valve. Okay, we got our timing cover off. There's not a lot you need to know there other than it's a bunch of 10 millimeters. There's one 13 millimeter right in this area. It's a real long one that you have to get out. It's the only one that's a 13. The rest are 10s. And to my surprise, looks like our timing is actually on. You can see it right there. Well, that was not why the valve broke. So I guess we'll just keep digging. Okay, we need to get this fuel system out of our way. Get this hose out of our way too. I should just take it off, but we'll just slap her up here. Not too big a deal. There's just one more. Okay. Oh, there must be one more somewhere. It's right here. Hopefully I can keep from dropping it. We got it. Okay. Slide this out of the way. Which can be tricky. Got all these little clips in it for the wiring. We'll get it. Just relax, everybody. There we go. Now we just gotta take these two off. We can slide this and we're just gonna flop it right out of the way. We are gonna have to take this line off to the fuel rail, which shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, we got the fuel system. Got it taken off. We threw it up top there. I just tossed it out of the way. We're gonna have to get this intake off next. And it's just a bunch of 13s, that's all. Not a big deal. Not even a bunch. There's, one here. Just follow them down the line, guys. That's all you gotta do. There's all the bolts. It should just pop right off. We'll find out. Okay. Far so good. I hope I can wiggle it out of here though. Might be a little bit tough. Just keep wiggling, guys. You'll get it out. No big deal. And I found my clip tool, which is going to make getting this wiring out of here a lot easier. You just have to watch those O-rings under there. You might leak a little gas doing this. There we go. All right, next thing we're gonna have to get this timing chain off of here. All right, we went ahead and unbolted our bolts back there for our manifold. They came out pretty easy. The next thing I want to do before I pull let's get this wiring out of the way. Before we pull the head bolts off, I want to pull these cams out. The reason I want to do it first is I think they might be hard to break loose whenever we just have the head not bolted to anything. It should be a 10 mil. I think it should be fairly easy. What we'll do is we'll go through and break them loose by hand first, and then we'll zip them off the zip gun just to make it easier and faster. Okay. Now we can pull our cam off. Now these rockers, you're going to want to keep those, and you're going to want to put those back in the same spot also. We're going to spray some lube on this cam too when we have it out. So what I'm doing is I'm lining them all up. This cam, each one's in a row, each rocker's in a row, so I know exactly how this thing goes back together. I'm gonna have to get a little oil on it too because moisture is getting a little surface coat of rust, but not a big deal. We'll get that other cam pulled out, we'll get this head off. Okay guys, before you can get this cam out, I just don't want to skip any important things in case there's anyone trying to learn from this video. It's not really a how-to, but you never know. Before you can get this cam to come out, you have to, this is for the fuel pump, you got to take this bolt, you got to take all these bolts off, and there's a plate on the end here you have to take off because you have to get this off before that cam's going to come out. Not a lot underneath there. There's just a slide here that rides on the cam. Then you got to make sure you take the slide out, don't lose it. You know, it's a little roller. It's just a little roller thing that runs on the cam here. Runs that lobe and pushes this back and forth. And that's simple setup really. So now we can pull the rest of this cam out without any trouble. Just lifts right out of there. We'll put it over here. Gonna line it up right here. All the rest of our stuff. See, I did this cam the same way, so all these are where they need to be. I'll move this down and I'll set my rockers up. I'll set my rockers up right through here. That way everything's organized, and when we put it back together, it's just going to make things simpler. The head bolts, pretty easy. 1, 2, all the way across. Gonna go all the way down, and then we'll be able to pop that head right off there. Oh boy, yeah. You do want to, anytime you're replacing a head on one of these or head gasket, you always want to replace these bolts because they are torque to yield. So they're a one-time use, unfortunately. Throw them on the table. We're gonna have to order new ones anyway, so we're not worried about the order or any of that on these particular ones. It's like we got one more bracket back here we're gonna have to get off before we can get the head off though. You can see the coolant starting to come out, and I can actually hear it too. Maybe I should slide something under there to catch it. All right, we got coolant coming out now. I went ahead and put a bucket under there to catch it. I think we'll let that drain for a minute and we'll get this head off. Let's take a look at those pistons and we'll check that cracked valve out. Okay. The important thing to note, guys, is there's a bolt here, bolt here, bolt here. Let me get it right. A bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here, and a bolt there. They're star style. When you go to do it, you'll need a star style socket like this, and I believe I can tell you the size right here in 1 second since I wipe all the oil off it. It's an E12 is what you're going to need for that. So don't try to take that head off till you get those off, because that's what I did and it doesn't work. Okay, we're ready to pull it off. You may want a helper for this because this sucker's heavy. So here's the thing, we got a manifold back there with 3 bolts in, so we gotta go straight up and then out. Okay, hang on. Okay.
I have a wire plugged in.
Oh no. Can you slide that whole thing out? The bolt's out of it. No, slide the whole. Oh, this sensor, it's a cam position sensor. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh. Here we go. So we'll take that. Let's flip it. Hurry up, bring the camera so I can talk about it. We did it! So far, so good. Let's get this head flipped over and look at these valves. Let's just see what kind of damage we're talking about here, guys. Now, we're gonna leak a little oil, but that's part of life when you're doing this type of stuff. Alright. Oh, there's the culprit. Now, the rest of these don't look too bad. I'm actually impressed. The carbon's not terrible on them. This one had the most, and it blew, and this one's got a lot of buildup on it. So maybe let's check the piston.
That's just oil.
Yeah, these two have buildup. So maybe the built up broke the head. I don't know. But let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go ahead and take a look inside here and see what the pistons look like. Well, they're full of antifreeze right now, so we're gonna have to do something about that. Yeah, I'll have to get a rag and we'll soak this antifreeze out of here. I don't believe it blew a head gasket. I believe that's from us lifting it up, because when we put the bore scope in there, we didn't see antifreeze, if you recall. There wasn't any in there then. So, we're gonna have to tear that head apart, put some new valves in it. I think we're gonna stop this video here. If you watched this long, I really appreciate it. We're gonna do a 2-part on this particular vehicle. I don't like to do that normally. I like to get them running by the end, but in this particular case, we're gonna have to wait for parts. So let's stop the video here. If this video helped you, awesome. If it didn't, I hope you're entertained, if nothing else. The next video, we're gonna pull those valves out. We're gonna put new valves in that head, clean it, rework the head, put it back together, and take it down the road. Thanks for watching, everybody. Consider hitting subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of the other videos we have. Guess that's it for now. Octane Garage. Thanks.